Hi, I'm Dr. Barbara Mitra, and this is for popular cultures and particularly for those doing interviews for their first assignment. So the first thing to make sure that you've done, whether you're doing interviews or questionnaires, is to make sure that you've completed the ethics checklist and the application for approval of ethics. And you need to send both of those to me by email. The consent forms you don't need to send to me as long as you state somewhere in your assignment that you've gained consent, and that's fine. You can find the ethics forms on my website and also on Blackboard. So then you want to think about whom to interview. So if you interview somebody that you know has a passion for a certain musician, for example, that might give you kind of something to follow up. So the type of questions you ask are going to be important. So you want to start with some general, broad questions, such as, well, what hobbies do you have? And then you can ask more specific questions, such as, do you listen to music? What type of music? Do you go and see particular bands, etc.? So have some follow-up questions for the kind of hobbies you think somebody might enjoy and talk about. These are semi-structured interviews, so you want the interviewee to guide the interview. So you don't have to follow all your questions in a rigid order. You want to let them guide the interview and determine what you speak about, like a conversation. So once you've conducted the interview, you will then come up with a transcript. That's the typed up interview. And that's where you can think about making links to theory. And if you're not sure about how to do that, come and see me and I'll look through a page of the transcript with you and show you how and where you can make those links to theory in relation to identity. Because, for example, it depends what comes out of your interview. For example, if you have somebody who always goes and watches football, for example, you might then think about starting your essay in terms of identity in relation to football or music or fashion. If they have lots of different identities, it might be that you highlight multiple identities at the start. Or if they have a stable sense of who they are, and that's remained the same since childhood. So, for example, they listen to the same music as their parents, for example. Or you might find they have an alternative to mainstream kind of identity involved in subcultures. So you look at the transcript and you identify things from it in relation to how you're going to start the essay. So it kind of works backwards with the interviews, that you do the interview first, you then have your transcript, and then you kind of know where you're going to start writing the essay in relation to identities and whichever popular culture they focus on. There's an awful lot of online resources I've made available to you through the link on Blackboard, and do come and see me if you're stuck, but you can follow the different online sources depending on what comes out of your interviewee. Obviously, if you've done the questionnaire, it's slightly different because your topic is set at the beginning, so you might focus on music and the kind of music people listen to, but equally I'm happy to help you with the questions on your questionnaire and how to analyse that as well. So just come and see me if you're stuck at all, but hopefully there should be plenty of sources to do with identity for you. So thank you for listening to this video. As I say, I'm always happy to help. Come and see me if you need to, drop me an email, and hopefully you'll have gained some really useful skills doing either an interview or questionnaire for this assignment.